I'm kind of tired to answer a lot of questions of the fans. I want to, I want that fight happen because that's the fans want.
Yeah.
But the problem is, it's up to him.
Yeah.
Now, all I can say is,
Come on, man. What do you got?
Hold on. My line is open 24 hours and 7 days a week. Anytime he can call me and say yes.
Not on that
I will
phone.
fight, and then the fight will be on.
Why hasn't he called you yet? Do you think he doesn't want to fight you? Why hasn't he called you yet?
I don't know.
I know you just put the phone there, but
Is it a collect call?
It's collect call. So he don't need to pay something or anything. It's a collect call, and he can call me anytime. If he say yes, and then the fight will be on.
Okay.
It's okay to be number 2. It's okay to be right behind me. It's okay.
How annoyed are you with Manny for doing
upset.
this?
I'm very upset. And did I text Stephen A. Smith and say I will fight him again? Yeah, but I changed my mind. At this particular time, no.
Boxing's most revered. One of boxing's most iconic numbers is once again being placed under the spotlight. The undefeated mark of 50-0 has remained untouched for years, standing as a symbol of dominance and consistency. But now, a highly personal and carefully built challenge has appeared with the goal of testing that legacy and attempting to do what no one has managed before. The most memorable rivalry of the modern boxing era never completely disappeared. It only remained quiet, waiting for the possibility of another chapter.
Start with you. Why is now, 11 years after the first fight, why is now the right time for this rematch?
It just happened that I'm still active in boxing, and he come out from retirement, so and he decided to do it again. So this is it. Like I'm so excited.
The long-running tension between the two has resurfaced with renewed intensity, creating a potential clash that could influence how this era of boxing is remembered in the future. This is being framed as more than just another fight. It is a moment that could leave a lasting mark on legacy and history. The challenger appears fully confident heading into the spotlight, believing he holds the missing piece needed to change the outcome. In his view, he carries the strategy and determination capable of overcoming what for years has been seen as nearly impossible to defeat.
Did you want a rematch with Floyd?
With Floyd?
Mm-hmm.
I'm still active. It's up to him if he's going to fight.
So you would even fight him today?
Huh?
You would even fight him today? You win your fight. If he said, hey, Manny, I want to fight, you gonna fight?
Even here.
Oh, my goodness.
Even here.
Yeah, that fire never dies, man. That never
now
dies.
my right hand is complete, so
Yeah. You would be willing to do it.
you will see my condition out in the fight.
You see,
This event is moving away from the traditional model that once defined major combat sports broadcasts. The old pay-per-view format, which was known for expensive access and limited availability during their first meeting, is being left behind in favor of a much broader approach. Instead, this huge showdown is reportedly scheduled for September 19th at the Las Vegas Sphere and is expected to be streamed globally to Netflix's massive subscriber base without requiring an extra purchase. The platform is transforming what was once a premium, restricted event into a worldwide viewing experience on a scale rarely seen before.
As a pairing that is available, just based on contractual availability and whatnot, and also if we lower the barrier to entry to not exactly but basically free, what will people watch? What I'm trying to tell you is, going from pay-per-view, where people were like, I wouldn't watch that, I'm not shelling out 50, 60, 70, 80, $100. And by the way, back in 2015, that was a $100 pay-per-view. That would be a huge barrier to entry. No one would go through with it. But you remove it, and all of a sudden, a lot of people are like, well, I mean, it's free on Netflix, why wouldn't I? What has that done to the product? What has that calculus of, well, let's take away the paywall, at which we all think, hey, we didn't want a paywall. We'd rather watch fights without a paywall. And I've been the first and one of the most aggressive cheerleaders of this development. But an interesting thing has happened along the way. they keep giving us fights we're not asking for. They keep producing fights that are bad. Jake Paul is a great example of this. Jake Paul has the fight with Anthony Joshua, which was, a little bit more desirable in the sense that people wanted to see Joshua knock him out, which to an extent you got. But like, for example, the Jake Paul versus Mike Tyson fight, huge audience, well over 100 million global audience. One of the worst fights you've ever seen in your life. Absolute dreadful waste of time. I don't know what you're going to get with Corrado and Rousey. That might be a little bit better because it could be shorter at a bare minimum. Rousey could throw her, armbar her, and the whole thing could come to a close. But certainly nobody is asking for it. And I got to tell you, nobody was asking for.
The latest surge of tension began after a strongly worded statement that left little space for interpretation. During a widely watched press conference, Manny Pacquiao stepped forward, looked directly into the cameras, and sent a clear message toward his longtime rival. He said that he wants Floyd to remember the only loss on his professional record and never forget who was responsible for handing it to him. The remark landed like a calculated shot and immediately intensified the conversation around a possible rematch. At the same time, it was suggested that the final direction of everything still depends on how negotiations develop behind the scenes.
Of the negotiation, right now it's in negotiation. Depends of we can understand each other.
Is it difficult to understand each other with Floyd?
Well, it's kind of like that.
Are you speaking directly with him, or is it the teams that, from your point of view, when you speak to, if you have spoken to Floyd, is he open to it? Does he want the fight as much as maybe you do?
Yeah, my people and his people directly coordinating.
What happens if you land the rematch with Floyd?
Oh, that's very interesting because right now I don't have shoulder problem, so it's a good fight, and I'm sure the world of boxing will be excited if the rematch will push through.
He's also allegedly in talks with Mike Tyson for an exhibition as well too. Would you be disappointed if Floyd went that route as opposed to taking the rematch with yourself?
No, he has his own decision, so I cannot prevent him not to fight Mike Tyson.
How long would you give it until you close the door on that rematch, or would you keep it open for as long as you could potentially keep it?
Well, I feel initially like almost agreeing each other on a lot of things that we are agreeing each other. But there's a few, just a few.
Floyd Mayweather responded in his familiar calm and dismissive style, making it clear that he did not view the challenge as anything different from the past. He pointed out that he had already shared the ring with Manny Pacquiao once before and ended that matchup with a victory, adding that he would expect a similar result if they ever faced each other again. That short response quickly removed any remaining sense of respect or friendliness between the two, bringing the underlying tension back into focus and reinforcing the idea that this rivalry is about more than simply winning. It is also about proving superiority and making a statement against a longtime opponent in front of the world.
He's embarrassed. He was a beat fighter. There's a difference between a great fighter and TBE. And I proved that I'm the best. Excuses. I knew it was coming. I knew it. But I'm not gonna buy into the. And I don't want the public to buy into the. He lost. He know he lost. And I lost a lot of respect for him after all of this. You fight. If you lose, it's okay. Mayweather was the better man. A true champion can bounce back. Come on. I mean, this is ridiculous. It's ridiculous. I won. I know I won. I know I'm the better fighter. We fight 10 times, I'm gonna win 10 times. We fight 20 times, I'm gonna win 20 times. We fight 100 times, I'm gonna win 100 times. Manny Pacquiao he's not a better fighter than me. Nowhere around the board.
Could you detect at any time in the fight that he was having a problem with his shoulder?
Absolutely not. He was fast. His left hand was fast. His right hand was fast. And he was throwing them both fast and strong. But when it's all said and done, he was a beat fighter. From round one, he knew it. I can't beat Floyd Mayweather. 6 days before the fight, he boxed 4 rounds. And if you go look, when he came out to Las Vegas, he was throwing combinations.
The debate surrounding their blockbuster 2015 clash has remained active in boxing conversations for more than a decade. The fighter who ended up on the losing side of that heavily discussed fight of the century has repeatedly questioned the unanimous decision, continuing to insist that he delivered the cleaner and more effective punches throughout the contest. In comments made later, Pacquiao revealed that he had been dealing with a significant shoulder injury during the bout, saying it placed him at a major disadvantage and forced him to compete with limited use of one arm against one of boxing's most skilled defensive fighters of that generation. He also criticized Mayweather's style in that matchup, calling the performance unexciting and arguing that instead of engaging consistently, Mayweather focused on movement and avoiding exchanges across the full 12 rounds.
Man, supposedly, like, I'm just wondering 2 weeks before the fight, like, if I'm going to postpone it or not, because I'm so bothered with my shoulder. But the thing is, I'm worried about the fans because the ticket is sold out. The fan is already there in Las Vegas waiting for the fight. Like, the whole world is very excited for that fight. And I'm thinking, like, and then you're going to announce like the fight is postponed like that. And they were, dismayed, like, I mean.
Tell me about that fight a little bit. Just being in there with Floyd being in there with you. Like, what was the experience like being there in the ring fighting him finally?
It's good, but despite all those things, but after the fight, right after the fight, I went to the hospital and got operated with my
yeah, you got an operation. Yeah. I remember you posted a picture of it.
Yeah. It really hurt.
Yeah.
After the operation, after one day,
I've had it. I've had a shoulder surgery. The rehab is terrible too. The rehabilitation.
Like, how many months? Like, it's really hard.
Was he better or worse than you thought he was?
Who?
Floyd Mayweather, when you fought him. Were you like, this is what I thought, or was it better or worse?
No, that's his style. Like, I knew it. But the thing is, I'm expecting that I won the fight because he didn't throw a lot of punches. I threw a lot of punches. And I reviewed the compi box, like slow motion from first round to 12 rounds. I slow motion it, like how many punches get connected and how many punches of him he connected. I won like two rounds from him. But I understand that's boxing. I'm not complaining or making just it happened that way. It happened to me many times, like the Jeff Horns, Bradley won, like the Bradley fight.
The debate has continued to grow stronger as more well-known voices from the boxing world have shared their opinions. Boxing legends such as Roy Jones Jr. have openly questioned how definitive the original result really was. He argued that beating an opponent who was not at full condition, especially someone still dealing with the effects of a difficult knockout defeat to Juan Manuel Marquez, does not automatically remove all doubt or permanently settle the discussion. In his view, that outcome alone may not be enough to make the legacy of the victory completely unquestionable.
Mentioned Mayweather Pacquiao. It looks like that might be the next fight. Do you like that fight?
I love it for both of them.
Who do you like in that fight?
Tough call. I think Pacquiao has a better chance now because they're older, and Mayweather's legs may not be the same. So Pacquiao's legs look pretty good still. So I think it gives Pacquiao a chance.
Social media has turned into its own battleground, filled with side-by-side training clips that continue to divide opinions throughout the boxing community. One side has been releasing intense pad work footage focused on Pacquiao's fast combinations and explosive output, aiming to show that his speed, aggression, and attacking style remain intact and that questions about his current level are still far from settled.
Remember?
Yeah, he's happy. He's just observing me, and then he saw my speed, my movement like that still there. The fire in my eyes to work out, to discipline like that. And I'm still enjoying training. Like nothing's changed about, I don't get lazy in terms of sacrifices, training every morning, every day like that. But I'm enjoying it. Like before.
It's amazing watching you today, just the hunger, the speed, and just going through your workout because, Manny, I was done, 33. I said goodbye to the game. You 46.
Yeah. That's the evidence of you being a passionate with the sport. Like, it's a like part of your life, a boxer, like to fight. And I grow in boxing as long as I'm still enjoying the training.
On the other side, a different image is being presented through polished and carefully produced social media content. Mayweather's uploads highlight quick movement drills, sharp reactions, and a noticeably well-conditioned physique designed to reinforce a specific message. The purpose behind these visuals appears clear: to show that despite the passing years, his signature reflexes, athletic movement, and overall conditioning remain intact and ready for another high-level performance.
In front. Punch it, wait till help you up. Drop. Walk it. Hit it. Six. Punch it. Hit it.
Across online communities, especially platforms like Reddit, combat sports fans remain heavily divided, with intense debates forming around nearly every piece of training footage released. Critics have been analyzing heavy bag workouts frame by frame, arguing that they notice small signs of reduced pace and possible fatigue from the 47-year-old fighter. Supporters strongly disagree with that view and believe he remains more prepared for real competition, pointing to his recent appearances against experienced opponents such as Mario Barrios as evidence. At the same time, they compare that activity to a 49-year-old defensive specialist who, in their opinion, has spent more time competing in controlled exhibition settings rather than staying active in high-level competitive fights.
I think it's going to even be a better fight this time only because, obviously they're going to be, they slow down. Floyd can't, I don't think he's going to be able to move as much as he used to. And then, Pacquiao still kind of got that flow with him. He showed it in Barrios' fight. So, I think we know what Pacquiao's going to bring to the table is going to be more interesting than what Floyd got. You know what I'm saying? And Floyd still got those movements. You know what I'm saying? Because, Pacquiao's more of like the straight up fighter, where Floyd relied a lot on his speed.
Yeah.
We know that shit go. You're not gonna have speed. You're not gonna have speed when you're 50.
Yeah.
I mean, so yeah, I think it's gonna be a very competitive fight just because of the both of them slowing down. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, it's gonna be good. I'm gonna enjoy that fight.
I'm gonna enjoy it too. You gonna make the trip out here to go watch it?
I probably might, man. You know what I'm saying? I know it's gonna be crazy. It's gonna be at the what is it called?
At the Sphere. Yeah, I think it's the first boxing event at the Sphere.
Yeah, it's wild, man. But look, man, these are two guys that, I know people look at their age and go, man, they old as hell. But you gotta think about it. They both live healthy lifestyles. Floyd's not a drinker. Floyd's not that type of guy. He don't do drugs. And neither does Pacquiao, and these are guys that they're legends and they always stay fit. You never see them look, overweight or anything like that, man. So yeah, they're up there in age, man, but at the same time, these are guys that really take care of their bodies. And, let's not forget, Bernard Hopkins became world champion at 48. And you know, Bernard Hopkins was beating Pacquiao. He was beating young dudes. He was looking good just on his experience and his his respect for the game. So I really think
away from the cameras and behind closed gym sessions, the coaches involved in both camps are adding even more fuel to the rivalry through strong public comments of their own. Veteran trainer Freddie Roach has made a confident prediction, stating that a fully healthy and completely prepared Pacquiao would have the ability to overwhelm the previously unbeaten champion and finish the fight with a clear knockout victory. Roach pushed the argument even further by suggesting that Mayweather spent years staying away from the matchup because of concerns about putting his perfect record at risk.
That performance was so great for Manny. I mean, he showed everything in that performance. Offense, defense, maybe a little more defense we could work on.
Yeah.
But the thing is, Manny's his firepower was 100%, a lot better than it was in the first fight when we had to have surgery after that. But that injury was a bad injury. But the thing is, it came at a bad time.
What did you learn from Mayweather in the first fight that you feel like would be different in the second fight? Does Floyd Mayweather have a formula that Manny can't beat, or can he?
No, I believe that Manny has a formula that can beat Mayweather, but he has to fight a very, very precise fight. The game plan has to be right down to every inch and not miss a shot. And Manny's very capable of that, like he was in this fight. And again, I like when Manny's aggressive. He really.
Meanwhile, across the other side, the opposing camp has responded with quiet confidence and dismissed those concerns as exaggerated. Trainer Otis Pimpleton insists that his fighter is still just as difficult to hit and as technically sharp as he has always been. He believes the defensive approach that once caused major problems for opponents on the biggest stages could become even more effective at this stage of his career. He also argued that despite Pacquiao's renewed energy and aggressive mindset, a rematch would end in an even clearer result in their favor compared to the first meeting.
You can't even relate that to what it'd be like fighting a Floyd. Mm-hmm. I mean, Floyd is slicker than grease. Mm-hmm. I mean, Floyd is smooth. I mean, but Manny, we don't know what kind of wear and tear is on his body, taking the time off. Are you in it for the long haul? We don't know. I mean, I look forward to the fight, and Floyd probably beat him easier than he did the first time.
You think the outcome may potentially even end in a stoppage in this case?
I mean, it's hard to call a stoppage because an annihilation is better than a stoppage.
Like the Gotti fight.
Yeah.
Well,
if you annihilate a guy, that's better than you stopping him, because if you stop a guy, they can live to fight another day. But if Floyd annihilating.
Beyond the heated rivalry and the carefully presented training clips, more questions are starting to surface about what is truly driving two fighters in their late 40s to return to such a demanding and physically intense matchup. Rumors surrounding Mayweather's financial situation have continued to gain attention, with some suggesting that the reported major Netflix agreement could be motivated more by business reasons than by a simple desire to stage another high-profile appearance. That discussion has also brought renewed attention to comments made by Logan Paul, who previously spoke publicly about claims that he was not fully paid following his 2021 exhibition match with Mayweather.
Manny Pacquiao 2. The fight nobody asked for except me. I need this. Because if Floyd wins, he can finally pay me my $1.5 million. I don't care about the legacy fight. I don't care that these men have a combined age of 100 years. I care that Floyd Mayweather, the best boxer alive, uses those same hands that made him 100 million to Venmo me my money. And Floyd, if you're watching this, win it and pay me back, or I'm gonna send my goons after you.
On the other side, Pacquiao has completely stepped away from his political journey, bringing his time in the Philippine Senate to a close and shifting his full attention toward this one goal. His current mindset appears centered on a deep desire to revisit and redefine what he sees as the most disappointing chapter of his boxing career. The story has now turned into a mental battle fueled by two very different motivations. One side is seen as protecting legacy, reputation, and financial interests, while the other seems determined to rewrite his place in boxing history by chasing a chance at personal redemption through a direct rematch.
2015, I think we become mature right now and how to handle it, and I hope that it will not happen again the way it is last 2015. It's the experience is not really 100%, but I'm hoping for this time around no more excuses, especially to my condition and also for everything. I'm so excited and ready to the fight. Although before he wants an exhibition with me, but I disagree, and I want to fight with exhibition with him. I want to fight a real fight like this.
We're getting closer to what could become one of the most talked about showdowns to take place on a major global streaming stage. A 49-year-old master of defense is putting his legacy on the line against a 47-year-old pressure fighter stepping in with little to lose and years of built-up motivation behind him. Under the spotlight of the Las Vegas sphere, everything fans have seen through training videos, social media moments, and public exchanges will finally be tested where it matters most, inside the fight itself. Once the action begins, speculation disappears and only performance remains. Now the big question is whether elite defense will once again dictate the result like it has before, or if this becomes the moment a long-standing undefeated record is finally broken in front of millions watching around the world. Drop your opinion in the comments below. If you enjoyed this breakdown, leave a like, subscribe for more updates, and turn on notifications so you don't miss what's coming next.